One action. Mixed reactions. It is Tuesday, March 31st, April 2026. Tomorrow is going to be April Fools, but I'm with these fools today. How you doing today, Justin?
Not bad. How about you guys? But one thing that wished it was April Fool's Day is Duke. That's for damn sure. They wish it was.
We're we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that. What about you, Casey?
No complaints here. Man, oh man, what a shot that was. That's the Christian Laettner revenge shot right there.
Yeah, it is. Holy
Y-
crap!
Hold on. Yeah, because actually Kentucky versus Duke 1992, that was on March 28th. So it was 34 years and a day after that
Yeah,
shot. Look, I mean,
Wow.
the shot was incredible, but shout out to UConn for just never giving up. The dude had made a three all game.
He
You
was
just
0 for 4
hold.
going into going. He was 0 for 4 going into that shot.
Do you guys think it was a bad pass? I think it was a bad pass.
yeah, absolutely. It was
I
a
mean,
bad
obviously the
pass, a
result
It
bad
was
was
bad, but
decision.
do you think it was a bad decision, is what I'm asking.
it was a
Yes.
bad decision to throw it. He had plenty of room
Hmm.
to drive and at least milk another couple seconds off the clock before
And
passing it off.
as great as that shot was, too, let's be real about the game in its entirety. UConn, A, shouldn't have been in the position to take the lead to begin with at that point.
Hmm.
Duke, obviously, it was one of the greatest shots in NCAA March Madness history. But a lot of this blame falls on Duke, not so much for the pass, Ian, but for blowing a 19-point lead.
The choke job. That's what it was.
Yeah, no, and it was and the thing is, I was listening to it on the radio. UConn didn't have exactly one swing of momentum. They were just slowly chipping away. They were down by 19 at one
Yeah.
point in the first half, down by 15 at halftime. We saw Duke look vulnerable, obviously, against Siena and then St. John's, but I mean, just give shout out to UConn. I mean, Caravan hit a late three that kind of kept him in it. And I mean, if we're gonna talk about some of those calls, man, I mean, I saw a foul that Boozer drew, and I swear that was one of the latest calls I've ever seen in my entire life. So shout out
I
to you.
mentioned this during the game as it was closing down towards the final minutes. Do you think Duke's lack of depth on the bench played a factor at all? Because they only ran with 8 guys total.
I know
It
Caleb
seems
Foster
like it
wasn't
did.
100%. I don't know if it's the depth, but I don't think they're
I mean, you
what
can't.
did
I mean,
mhm.
I'm pretty sure UConn ran with a 12-man rotation, if I'm not too much mistaken. It was at least
Let's
at least a 10-man rotation.
they
But
ran
Duke only
they
ran with
ran
8.
nine. Duke ran nine technically, but Duke didn't have as much balance. I mean they had one guy that played 1 minute, so they only ran eight. Caleb Foster only played 14 minutes. He wasn't 100%. I mean they were about 15 at halftime. I'm with Casey. It's I don't this has to all fall on Duke. Great job by Dan Hurley
100%.
not giving up,
Oh,
but I
oh
mean
yeah. I'm not giving.
mhm.
I'm not taking anything away from UConn for what they accomplished. But this was 100% a Duke choke job.
Yes, without question.
Yeah, it was crazy. I mean, and you think about the talent that they had last year with Cooper Flag and Common Malawach and Con Knipple and Tyrese Proctor. Do you think it has to start coming up? I think the conversation that John Shire can't win close games. I mean, look at the team. Look at the end of the game last year. I mean, there were players making mistakes. Duke got cold. Caden Boozer made a bad pass, but it makes you think, would one of Dan Hurley's players have made that pass? I think he got thoroughly outcoached,
It's a good
especially like I said,
question.
they just kept chipping away.
Hurley's probably, I mean, arguably, if not
He's the best coach in
unquestionably the
college
best coach
basketball.
I
in
think he is.
basketball right now.
Yeah, that. Mhm.
Except Gino Ariema. That's about it.
Yeah, okay. He's the best coach. He's the best coach in men's basketball. That's for sure.
That's what I'm thinking, at least in men's basketball for
Yeah.
sure.
Um. But yeah, I mean, there was no. I mean, because Dan Hurley, we know him for being a hothead. But I mean, they were getting their ass kicked in the first half. There was no
Yeah, they
panic on
were.
them. And
Did y'all see his mom's reaction in the stands?
whose mom?
Hurley's.
Ian,
No.
you said it
Mm-mm.
perfectly. They didn't show any fear, even down 19. They stay poised like champions, and that's because they're coached like champions.
And
Yeah.
people, the funny thing is, I mean, we've had years before where we think because Michigan, Arizona, a lot of people were saying that's the de facto national championship game. Like it was uh, in 1983 when Louisville versus NC State or versus Houston Five Slam Jamma was supposed to be the de facto championship, and then NC State upset them. UConn is too good of a team for people to be counting them out. Arizona and Michigan are really good. I have Michigan winning it all, but I don't know. After this past game, I don't know if I could bet against UConn if I'm being completely real.
So it's
UConn's
not
playing
that
with
I'd be
house money now at this
surprised.
point.
Yeah, it's not that I'd be surprised if UConn ended up winning it all just because of their pedigree. But
Hmm.
I think Arizona or Michigan, whoever comes out of that game, will be favored in
I
whichever
think
team
they
they play.
should be favored. Whoever comes out of that game.
They're both big. I mean, they have Reed from UConn. I mean, I don't know what he's going to do in the NBA because he has a post game and that's really non-existent or it's not really a factor in the NBA at this point. But I mean, they're both of those teams are still bigger, even with him, the inside
Yeah,
than UConn is.
The post game isn't
absolutely.
exactly out like extinct from the NBA, but it's not as featured. I would say.
But I think if you have a no, that's a good point. But I think if you have a post game, you have to also be able to step out and shoot a little bit today, because then it opens up the post. But I don't know, man. 3-pointer. Do you see some of the amount of threes that these teams are taking? Con Knipple beat
It,
the rookie record for threes like a month ago.
yeah, it's a different game now. It's a
It
different game.
is.
It's a 3 point heavy league. It has been for 10 years now. It's only getting more and more so, but it was trending in that way back in 2016, and we just seen more of it since.
Who-
Yeah.
This this is one thing I want to just kind of ask because we're kind of talking about the game changing. We'll get all of our votes. Who do you guys think are the three most influential people of basketball in the last um 40 years? So going back to like
Influential in
86.
what sense? Like a coach influential or player influential?
No, just any individual in basketball that shaped the game and changed it.
For the last 40 years, you got Michael Jordan, LeBron James, Steph Curry,
I got Curry, Iverson, and
Kobe.
And Jordan. Kobe's more of a copy of Jordan. I think the three of them. I mean, even though Michael Jordan was 6'6", he made everybody think they could
No,
fly.
Kobe had his own
Ian,
game.
No, Kobe did.
Ian.
No. Go ahead.
So I know you know ball like a lot.
Hmm.
And so this response to that isn't me going after your ball knowledge. It's really not. But your that Jordan Iverson Curry answer is such a generic hot take answer that it doesn't really compel. Like Justin hit the nail on the head. It's Kobe, it's Jordan, LeBron, Curry. Iverson doesn't have that appeal. Iverson, you could argue his clothing, you could argue his style off the court, but for as far as impact and culture basketball wise, outside of a 3 year stretch in Philadelphia, Iverson never really had that appeal.
That's fair. He had a short prime, and but his numbers are still great. And the crossover. I mean, think about what he
One
did with the
cross,
crossover.
I understand that, but yes, he's known for a crossover, but he's really known for one crossover
It's
that he
the
hit on
one
Michael Jordan.
crossover where it was that one.
And I get it, that's his signature move, and he did it to plenty of other players. But if you ask someone, I'll put it to you like this: if you said, "Hey, what's your favorite Allen Iverson highlight clip?" 9 out of 10 fans are gonna say the Jordan crossover.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a generic answer for sure.
I mean, also you can almost think of it generationally. I mean, Gen X to millennial, who's your player? LeBron James. Millennial to Gen Z, LeBron. Is that my Gen X to millennial, Michael Jordan.
Sure.
Millennial to Gen Z, LeBron James. Gen Z, Steph Curry.
But it almost
Yeah.
seems like you guys are saying, like, doing your, I mean, we all got our own rankings, but doing your rankings based on how they move the needle. Whereas
I'm
I
not
think these other
necessarily
guys
saying how
changed
they're moving the needle, but who was the most influential player of the last 40 years?
I
You
mean,
could
well,
break it
Curry.
in the
I
last
think
15
Curry at this
years.
point.
You
Kobe,
could
I
break it down
mean,
to almost a 15 to 20 year chunks.
So this is a take that I don't want to touch too deeply on when it gets to the Kobe aspect of it, but let's not act like Kobe's icon status hasn't
mhm.
risen dramatically since his tragic passing.
Oh no, of course. I mean, think about it. I mean, right now, one of the biggest names in the game, Jason Tatum, built his game off of Kobe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm with Casey. No, I think Casey hit the nail on the head. To be fair, I think Kobe was going to be a legend regardless. They say heroes get
He
remembered
already
or
Oh,
whatever.
he
is a
was.
legend. It's
He
not
already
just
was.
he's already legendary. His career has and is legendary. He was a high school kid who didn't even get into the college ranks and went straight to the pros.
Yeah. Absolutely. No, Kobe was a legend before his passing. That's why I didn't mean it like his passing is what made him legendary. but I feel people are upping his icon status since then. Like, if you're looking at it from and again, this is just my opinion, from a true basketball perspective, I don't know about you guys. I don't have Kobe in my top five.
He's in my
I
top
barely
10,
have him
but
in
not
my
my
top
top five.
10. Um, no, no, I get what you're saying. I mean, because I mean, he died right as he was LeBron had just passed him. Kobe was still hot, and then he tragically passed away. No, I don't think that's. I think that's actually a really good take because that's actually the same way that I think he's in a status now because of his passing and not being able to, unfortunately, be in his Hall of Fame speech. It just Kobe's just in another air. I do think I mean because especially with how big Kobe was in China, I do think that Kobe was one of those one of one. I mean, I don't know if that's oxymoron, but one of those one of one guys to where there's not gonna be. There may
Another
be similar players, but there's never gonna be another Jordan, Kobe. There's never gonna be another Bird. Um,
LeBron.
when honestly, even though the players are evolving and getting taller, I don't think we're gonna see another Wembanyama for a minute.
no.
Guys, I I think the player least likely to ever be replicated is LeBron. And the reason I think that is because we're never going to see a player who is as good at everything in basketball that LeBron is for as consistently long as he's
And
been.
for the
He's in his
longevity, LeBron's longevity is what's keeping him in the GOAT conversation, in my opinion, much like how Brady got his by his longevity.
see, but here's the thing with LeBron though, right? Like he's in his 23rd season and he is still a top 15 player in the league right
I'd say top 20. I wouldn't say top 15 right now.
now. Name 15 better. I'll stop you when I disagree.
Okay. Wemby,
Yes,
Jokic,
yes,
Giannis, Tatum.
yes, yes.
I'd argue Jalen Brown right now for this year.
Because it's so early, I'm not going to stop you on that one yet. Keep going.
Um, let's see. Luca.
Yes.
KD right now.
No.
No? Okay. Fair enough.
No.
Steph.
No.
I mean, I think again, that's just my thinking. I mean, that's an objective opinion. It's a subjective opinion.
So here's what I would do, right? um, Jokic, Giannis, Luca, SGA, Tatum,
Wemby.
obviously Wemby. I'm trying to get the super easy ones out. And see, even when we get to 7, it gets tricky.
It becomes tricky. I think he's just out. I mean, for me, he's out just outside my top 10.
Which is fair. I get that. But at 40,
But at 40 some odd years old,
and no one has been as good for as long as LeBron.
and that's fair because Jordan never played this long.
No.
How old was he with the Wizards? Oh, my bad. I've
40.
been having tooth pain and I dropped the fucking shit on the ground. I had to find it, man. This shit sucks.
You're good.
I hate tooth
Where
pain.
would you have LeBron right now?
In terms of your overall rankings in the NBA.
One.
No.
No.
Players like
Oh.
right now.
Yeah, 'cause I heard you guys talk about current players. My bad, man. This tooth pain shit. But as far as right now, like you guys were talking about Jokic, Luca, Tatum, healthy Tatum, um,
SGA,
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 Wemby,
Wemby.
Wemby,
Giannis,
Giannis.
Luca.
Yeah, the
I argue Jalen Brown, at least for this year, right now.
LaMelo Ball.
No.
No. I'm trying to
But it
think.
gets fuzzy once you get past
Top,
7 or 8.
like 10 to 15. I think I give some of the younger guys some Cade Cunningham, I think right now is better. But
Jalen
Cade's being
Brunson
asked to do a
in
lot more.
stretches.
Wait, what?
Cade
Sorry.
Cunningham. Cade's a good answer.
Jalen Brunson in stretches.
I would put
In
I got
stretches. Not consistent in stretches.
Brunson's one of my favorite players. I put Brunson.
How Halliburton when healthy.
Anthony Edwards, or am I getting disrespect?
Yep.
I know. I mean, he led the
Nope.
league in threes last year. Anthony Edwards is definitely one.
Yeah. Anthony Edwards is a good answer. Yeah. Anthony Edwards, I would say.
Not Curry no more.
No, not Curry, not KD.
Halliburton when he's healthy.
No, I'm not going to say that yet.
Unheralded.
I'm not.
But
I think you could make the argument. I'd still take LeBron, but you could make the argument.
that's fair.
There we go. Found it. Um, because like you said, it starts to get fuzzy at a point because at the end of the day, we all know that if LeBron wants to be the best player on any given night,
He could.
nobody's going to put it past him.
He could flip that switch and like, oh shit.
Is Cat better than LeBron?
No.
I thought about that, but I don't think so.
No.
I don't know, man. But at the end of the day, I don't think LeBron's really Jordan's moved to the Wizards. I mean, what he had just become a part of the ownership group or whatever. I don't think it's as and I think now because you guys were ranking them
If
as
we're
far
gonna,
as
if when it all gets down to it, if we're gonna say that LeBron is the GOAT in the NBA, it's going to be because of his longevity, in my opinion.
Agreed. I think that's what would give him a good argument for it because if we're being real, and this is no disrespect whatsoever to Michael Jordan, but Jordan at 40 and LeBron at 40 aren't even compatible players.
Not even close. Jordan couldn't even fill LeBron's shoes.
No.
At 40.
And Jordan could still decently score. I think he put up 40 a couple times when he was 40.
He
but
probably
LeBron
still
was
could if he really wanted to.
But LeBron has been doing it at a consistent level still at 40. I think Michael hit 40 once or twice when he hit 40. But no, yeah. And that's no shot at Michael Jordan. But they're not even compatible at the age of 40.
I mean, Michael Jordan what basically kept the NBA alive going into the 2000s, in my opinion.
Yeah, absolutely agree. And I would never disagree with an argument that said Jordan's the GOAT. But I understand LeBron's argument for GOAT too.
Sure.
Like, I understand.
1A, 1B, that's what it's going to be when it's all said and done. The question is who's A and who's B.
I think it comes down to preference at that point.
It probably does. Like I said, like you grew up watching Jordan or you grew up watching LeBron. That's who you're going to base your opinions on.
You guys see my screen?
Ian sharing something about Jordan. I can't. I'm on my phone screen, so I can't see it that way. You're gonna have to let me know what's going on.
So basically, it's like Michael Jordan, like what people compare him to his overall stats, basketball reference kind of stats.
Yeah, I'm just kind of going through his last because I know we were discussing Washington. Let's see, Jordan in Washington averaged 22.9, and then his final season he averaged 20. He was an all-star, but let's not act like that was deserved.
And then LeBron's played for 12, like 8 more years.
And then and then you go down here to LeBron. So he's 41 now. Let's see what he's averaging currently. 20 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds, shooting 51% from the field, and
averaging 4 points, about just under 4 points less per game,
and 31% from 3. It's crazy though. I mean, look at this.
But
what's Jordan's shooting percentage with that?
Yeah, as far as on the Wizards, let me see.
And then go to rebounds and assists too, because you got to look at it from an overall perspective.
Yeah, no, I mean, okay, let's go, Jordan. Wait, what was your question? What was your question again?
I'm really going to give LeBron is because it felt like such a cop out when he went to Miami. To me,
I mean, Jordan shot what 41% from the field, his second to last year, and then 44% from the field his final year. He wasn't even attempting a 3 a game, still shooting around 80% from the line. And averaging 22 and then 20 points respectively. But whereas we go back to his final seasons, 2 MVPs in his last 3 years. Okay, let's see. Age 32 to 34. Then let's go back to LeBron. I think it's fun, man. I think, when LeBron retires, it's gonna be a while until somebody actually gets in the conversation. 27, 25 points. He averaged 25 and 10 in 2019-20. He got second in MVP. I'm guessing Giannis won, but it almost does become preference because you want to talk, oh, well, winning, okay. But I mean, when you're talking about just pure numbers, I mean, LeBron's ahead in every category?
Every single
one. But that's longevity.
Years of stats to pad it against him.
No, and that's the thing too. So I mean, you can.
But he was also younger than Jordan when he passed Jordan.
Who didn't Jordan really play in the final? You know what? That could be a whole nother
Who did
show
Jordan play?
in
He
the
played
finals.
everyone.
None of those teams have more than two All-Stars. LeBron has played against what, like three
Yeah.
teams that have had more than three or more
But how
All-Stars?
many all?
So
Again, this is where the argument comes. How many all-time greats did Jordan have to go up against? All-time greats.
Karl
not as
Malone,
many as LeBron.
Stockton, and Jeff Hornacek. I mean, no, I feel you. I'm not gonna downplay the Jazz. The Jazz were really good. I'm not gonna get Jordan his props, but he didn't have to play against the Warriors. Like that's what it
Four
comes
He had
times.
to
down
go against
to.
Magic. He had to go
Or
against Bird, Mikhail Parrish. He had to go against.
Bird
But
was on
he
his way
never
out. Magic was on his
he
way
ne-
out.
first of all, Jordan never beat the Celtics in a playoff series. He beat an old, washed up Lakers team. And then
I'm not
they
saying
only
he beat them, but I'm saying he had to. But the competition of all-time greats, in my
okay.
opinion,
So Jordan's unblemished in the finals, right? He's 6-0. Would he be 6-0 if he had to face the Warriors four straight times? No.
no, he'd probably
That
be 1-3.
2000, that 17 Warriors team was the greatest team ever, basketball ever assembled in NBA history.
Yeah, they would have smoked the 95, 96 Bulls. They would have run him out the damn gym. Nobody's stopping them. They used to come out like 15 minutes before shoot. It's crazy too that they went 73-9 without Durant.
Yeah. Then they added Durant in 17, and just nobody was going to beat that team.
Yeah. It was like the 2018 Red Sox or the 13 Red
Yeah.
Sox after the marathon bombing. No one was beating them. It was like, just forget it. It almost felt like there. Did you guys ever feel like when some national like city sports tragedy happened, like Hurricane Katrina, Boston Marathon bombing, the next year you knew that hometown team was going to win the chip?
The Saints went to the NFC Championship against the Bears the year after Katrina and they lost. That was the year
Yeah.
that the Bears lost to the Colts. But yeah,
But the
No,
year that the Superdome reopened, they won the Super Bowl.
no, that was they didn't win the Super Bowl till like 2010.
oh nine.
Yeah, the
They won
Superdome
Super Bowl
reopened.
09.
They played the Bears that year, but it wasn't long after. I mean, Hurricane Katrina was still very fresh. Like it wasn't immediately
Right.
after, but it was still
But you get my point.
So
I get your point,
yes,
yeah.
yeah, totally. And I want to just end off with this LeBron Jordan thing because we've been talking about competition aspects of this. So I want to end it like this. I think Jordan probably had tougher roads to the finals, but LeBron had tougher finals opponents.
That's fair. I'll give you that.
Jordan had to play what? Reggie Miller. He had to play the Knicks, the Pistons,
Yeah,
bad boy
LeBron-
Pistons.
The bad boy
LeBron had a
Pistons.
watered down Eastern Conference for a long time, and that's undeniable. He did, but
Mhm.
his finals opponents were much greater than
Oh,
Jordan's finals
yes.
opponents.
Oh, by and large.
He played the Spurs three times. That's crazy. And then when they played him in 2013 and then 2014, they still had what I think maybe Duncan was still an all-star, maybe Ginobili, but I mean Kawhi Leonard.
In 7 out of his 10
Mhm.
finals appearances, there's at least 8 first ballot Hall of Famers between those teams that he had to play against. There's Duncan, Ginobili, Parker, Curry, Green, Thompson, Curry,
You said Curry.
Kawhi.
I mean even the teams that he's because he beat Toronto. I think I mean Ginobili, all the
Those are
Spurs
just
guys.
finals. Those are
Oh,
just the finals opponents.
Dirk,
Dirk, there's 9.
Jason Kidd, old Jason
Jason
Kidd, but
Kidd.
Jason Kidd.
Yeah, first ballot, it's 10. 10 without question Hall of Famers that he's had to play against in the finals.
Was Vince Carter on one of those teams?
Vince Carter,
I don't
no.
think he ever got a ring. He ended with the Hawks, but nah. McGrady was on one of the Spurs teams.
I was just gonna say that, Ian. Tracy McGrady. I think he was on the 15
The one with
team, wasn't it?
Kawhi, or 2014, Warriors won in 15. The funny
That's right,
thing
14.
too about the Warriors
Oh,
is
Andre Iguodala, that's 11.
Iguodala. Fate of the universe on the line. I want Iguodala.
I'll take LaMarcus Aldridge.
Yeah, I guess Andre Iguodala's son. I guess he's a basketball player. He was saying in an interview, he's like, everybody's always coming up to me and saying, I want Iguodala.
Give me Tiago Splitter.
Oh God.
Oh, fucking, give me Beno Udre.
Give me Taco Fall.
He's ass. The 7'9" kid from Florida just transferred?
No shit. No, I didn't know that.
Really? Did he?
Yeah, I'm sure somebody will find use for him. But I mean, if we're being real, man, like if you're 7'9" and you're on the bench, like I mean, because I don't know, he hasn't put on much weight. I mean, but 7'9", Sean Bradley was pretty skinny. He doesn't move bad for being 7'9", but that's Power 5 basketball. So,
Oh,
um,
Russell Westbrook, James Harden. Sorry, two more finals. Guaranteed
Kevin
Hall of
Durant.
Famers.
Oh, we already said Durant.
Yeah.
Those Thunder teams, man, they were just so
Those
oddly
Thunder teams felt
constructed.
cursed because I mean you had Harden, Westbrook, Durant, and they never could get over the hump.
I mean, they blew a 3-1 lead to the Warriors, and Clay just went absolutely nuclear, and that's why they say Game 6 Clay. Those Warriors teams were just so good. I mean, because what I was gonna say is 2014 when the Clippers beat them in 7, the Warriors, you could tell they were on the come up, and then the next year the year after that they won 70. Steve
Just went
Kerr,
ham.
he's the perfect coach for that. He was the perfect coach for that team. He couldn't really use Kaminga. Kaminga, I mean, you see, he looks confident in Atlanta.
Who would you say?
You guys,
Now, here's a good question. Who would you say are the best coaches in the NBA for the last 15, 20 years?
Spoelstra.
Eric Spoelstra, Greg Popovich.
Um,
Popovich has
That's
got to
it.
be like one of the best of all
I
time.
think you have to say Kerr. I mean, it's hard for me not to say Kerr.
Oh yeah, Steve Kerr. Definitely Steve Kerr. Sorry about that. Yeah. So
Um,
obviously Spoelstra, Popovich, and Steve Kerr.
Frank Vogel gets a lot of shit, but he still won a championship. Larry
That was the
Brown.
bubble. That didn't count.
Larry Brown.
He said he said 10 to 15 years,
Oh, 10
Ian.
to 15 years.
Yeah, you wouldn't put Larry Brown in that category then.
23rd. I'm just gonna go through the champions in my head. 2019. Who coached the Raptors? I think it was somebody. It was Malone, or I don't remember who it
Nick
was, man.
Nurse.
Nick Nurse. Yeah. Uh, I mean, because
Would you put
Missoula's
Doc
not up
Rivers in
there.
in that category at all?
No,
Tib
absolutely fucking not.
Thibodeau.
Yeah, Thibodeau. Yep,
Thibodeau
Thibodeau.
was Doc's defensive coordinator when he was at the Celtics.
Doc
He
Rivers, the most
was.
overrated fucking coach in the world, bro. I swear to God. There's no, you know
Um,
how many times he lost in the playoffs and they blew like 5-3-1 leads. You know how hard, that's almost impossible levels of
That's like
failure.
pre 2004 Red Sox level of bad.
does that you gotta give Ty Lue some credit too, I suppose.
Tyler
Ty Lue
deserves
deserves
some
especially in the 10 to
Um,
15 years, Ty Lue deserves some love.
Mark Daigneault gets one. You got to give him a look for Oklahoma City.
Yeah.
credit.
Um, I still can't believe they fired Mike Malone to the Nuggets. That's crazy. I mean, it's a while ago, but I can't really think of nobody in the NBA right now that's real. I mean, 'cause it's just
If
so.
if they win another one this year, Joe Mazzulla.
Who coaches the Pistons?
Oh God.
Bakerstaff? No, Bakerstaff's with the Cavs.
No, I think. Oh no, yeah, you're right. Pistons
Who is the
coach
coach?
Mike Brown
I
coaches
can
JB
see it.
Bickerstaff. You were right.
Yeah.
Bakerstaff's with the Cavs.
No.
Yeah?
Let's see. Cavaliers coach.
Oh my God, now it's
Uh,
bothering me.
I thought it was
Kenny
Bickerstaff.
Atkinson is the Cavaliers coach.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I always, I kind of forgot. Monty Williams was a pretty good coach when he was in there. I always
Monty
thought he was
Williams
a
is
good
bad.
coach.
Mark Jackson gets a really bad rap.
You said,
Yeah, but
Mark Jackson.
he
Yeah.
hasn't been a coach in over 10 years though.
Yeah,
He
because he
hasn't
said he
had a
would,
job since the Warriors days.
because he said he would fuck LeBron. I swear, I feel like. Do you ever see that video? They were talking about softball. He's like, Savannah, I'd hit it out of the park. That's Escalade's brother from And One.
I did not know that.
You know the big dude,
Undoubtedly, though,
Escalade.
the best executive in the last 15, 20 years,
Brad
Brad
Stevens,
undoubtedly,
Stevens.
Brad Stevens. Not even
Sam
without
close.
question.
Sam Presti's pretty damn close.
Sam Presti's very close. Very, very close.
What about the best NFL general manager over the last 20 years?
Hmm.
Best general manager.
No win in New York.
How long
Howie
did
Roseman.
Belichick have the G? Yeah, I was gonna say Howie Roseman. How long did Belichick have the GM
Probably.
duties?
Who's
For-
the GM in Kansas City?
I was gonna say Les Snead for the Rams, but maybe we've made some
Les
moves.
Snead's a good one. No, it's Howie Roseman for the Eagles.
Oh,
Unfortunately,
yeah, it's not even close. It's Howie Roseman, but I'm
The
curious.
Chiefs general manager is
It's not Andy Reid. He's not the
is
GM.
it Brett Vecht? Brett Veach.
Beach.
Um,
Yeah. That. Yeah, he's
Dallas
up
hasn't
there.
been
He's
that
up there.
bad either.
Who's been the worst general manager in the last 20 years?
Woody
This,
Johnson.
yeah, Woody Johnson, 100%, without
He's the
hesitation.
owner. He's not. He's the owner. He's not the GM, but still, he's the de facto.
Either the GMs for the Jets or the Raiders, wherever they've been over the past 15
The
years
Jets or the
collectively.
Giants, the Moras.
The Browns? No Browns.
No, they won a playoff game in that time frame. No,
They've
after
been
Baker Mayfield.
That team is full of first-round picks that never could make it.
who, the Browns?
Yes.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, and
No, but
the
at least they've had some success in that time frame.
yeah, I don't know. There's been a lot of just terrible general managers. You know, every time I see a bad draft decision, it makes me want to go watch Draft Day.
I would
The
say Chris
the
Greer, but he got fired from the Dolphins.
did he what
Yeah,
this
he
this
did.
past offseason, right?
Yeah, he did. In the mid-season. He got fired mid-season.
Guys, the Dolphins might go winless this year. They are
Nah,
going to be
they're not gonna go winless.
historically.
Oh,
They're going to be
they're gonna be bad.
historically bad.
They're gonna be bad.
He said historically. God damn.
That's like
That's
like paper bag over your head bad.
Yeah.
yeah. Hopefully my
Even with the
Rams.
third place schedule, they're gonna be bad.
Ian, your Rams are going to be fine.
It's like I feel like the window is closing.
No, it's
mostly
not.
because of Stafford's age. That's the
I
only
mean,
reason.
Stafford's the only one
Oh
I'm
my
worried about. The
God.
rest of the, and we just got Trent McDuffie too this past offseason.
The Rockets, Ian, are kicking the dog shit
What's
out
the
of the
score,
Knicks.
bro?
It's 24-8 in the first quarter.
Who are they playing?
The Rockets are beating the dog piss out of the Knicks right now.
I got the Knicks on a parlay, man. God damn
Well,
it, man.
Houston just hit another
that-
three. So that it's 27-10 now.
Okay, cool. Still a lot of ball game. Brand new ball game. Call on a three.
No, the Rockets hit a three.
Can
No,
you
I
imagine
know.
what if Mike Breen had the call for the Connecticut Duke game? Oh my God!
That would have been so
Bang!
great.
Bang! Or no, the if Jim Nance was still there, his final send off for March Man, Mike Breen though for me he is synonymous with the NBA. It might be great seeing him in college, but it's not the same if it's not one of the superstars that's hitting the shot.
True.
I agree.
True.
I want to talk about Joe Buck for a minute.
Sure.
I saw a clip of him, and he's just such a natural talent. He was getting interviewed by the TV station on a St. Louis Blues hockey game. This was just recently. And they asked him to announce for like 30 seconds just on the fly. And he did it beautifully.
For a hockey game?
Yeah.
Wow.
He was just doing an interview and they asked him to like announce it like just on the fly.
Like just show us a little something like that, huh?
And he did it flawlessly.
That's crazy.
Hockey.
That's
Yes.
just natural
Joe Buck-
broadcasting
I've
talent.
got to. I mean, Joe Buck for me is synonymous with football and baseball, not hockey.
Passes.
Caught by Tyree.
West, what do we say? Mitchell. I remember we
Mitchell.
were on here talking. I was talking about hiding like
Mitchell.
Joe Buck, and you were like, the reason he sounds like that is because something wrong with,
Oh, that's
like
a
it was some
catch.
medical thing or something,
Oh
right?
my God!
You said why he can't get too high or something like that. I think Joe Buck, when you close your eyes and you hear him, you're like, this is a big game.
Or the
so
the catch, like, oh, that's a catch. Oh my, and Aikman. Oh my God!
The thing with Joe Buck, Ian, for a while he had some type of issue with his vocal cords and he couldn't
Yeah,
project.
I remember that.
And that's why I think it was like from 2004 to 2012, like he never yelled. Like he was always.
Right.
That's why that catch against the Patriots when Tyree caught it off his helmet, he said all he heard was passes caught by Tyree. That's like he couldn't exclaim, he couldn't vocalize it.
He couldn't. Yeah, his vocal cords. He had throat surgery that year or two prior.
Still a legend. But when since you guys were
Now
mentioning,
he can though. Now he can like.
Sure.
Oh my God, yeah.
since
Like,
you guys were mentioning, oh, go ahead, Casey, my bad.
I was
You're
gonna say
good,
now,
you're
like
good.
this was a couple years ago, but the Monday night opener, Jets and Bills, when Garrett Wilson caught that one-handed touchdown pass, I still remember the call because it was the first time I really ever heard him like scream. He was like, wow, this kid's amazing when Garrett Wilson made the catch. Anyway, sorry, I went
Or
on topic
Steph
there.
Diggs'
You're good.
Minneapolis Miracle.
Yes.
That's
Diggs
what I
down the
remember most recently.
sideline.
I think
Diggs!
he was the one that called the no flag in the Rams Saints game, I think.
Yep.
No flag.
Yep. No, Ian, I completely agree with you. You said when you close your eyes and you hear Joe Buck, you're like, this is a big game.
Yeah.
I'll take it a step further. In today's NFL,
Tony Romo.
when I close my eyes and I think, oh, there's a big game playing, the person I think's announcing it should be
Mike
Joe Buck.
Tirico. Oh,
No,
we
Joe
got 1 minute,
Buck.
by the way.
It should either be Joe Buck and Troy Aikman or Nance and Romo. Hands down.
And ESPN has the Super Bowl this year, what ABC does, so it's going to be Buck and Aikman for the Super Bowl this year.
Nice.
All
It's the
right.
first time ESPN's had it for a long time.
Yeah.
ESPN has a Super, or is it ESPN? Oh, yeah, ESPN.
ABC.
ABC,
ABC.
right? But it's going to be an ESPN. Well, that's the first time we're ever going to get an actual ESPN broadcast. Last time it was on ABC was Steelers, Seahawks. But we got about 20 seconds. I will see you fellas in part 2, and we're going to talk some
Sounds good.
hockey.
Quack, quack, quack.
Oh shit! It says recording at the top.
Yeah, we're still recording for less than a
Are
minute.
you sure it's recording?
It's still recording. We're still here
Wait,
for
hold
the
on. Okay.